Hello, viewers. This is Paladin of Oak, and this is some more Magic the Gathering Online. This is another episode of the Standard Commentary Series, and it looks like we've got Selesnya tokens versus either Golgari Aristocrats or maybe it's Golgari Cryptolith. I don't quite know yet because we haven't seen enough cards from him, but he did have a 4/5 Sylvan Advocate, which just got stasis snared after it got chump blocked by a Throbbing Inspector. So Tokens is doing a good job of minimizing his threats. He he's played an Oath of Nissa, which found a forest, and he has an evolutionary leap. Okay, Golgari is going big, World Breaker. Now he could exile. I was gonna say he could exile the Stasis Snare and get back his Sylvan Advocate there. So now he has a 5/7 reach and a 4/5 vigilance, and Tokens is not looking so good. He has pretty much nothing to show for his efforts so far, except a pretty big life total. Okay, what's he going with? It's taking an awful long time for him to play this card. Hangerback Walker for 1. And Throbbing Inspector. Okay, I see where he's going with this. He'll have 2 chump blockers, and after he's declared the blocks, he can spend mana and sacrifice them to the Evolutionary Leap. So provided Golgari doesn't do anything to his creatures right now, combat's going to be pretty good for Selesnya. Though he'll end up with 1 Thopter token and still be facing a 4/5 and a 5/7. And another World Breaker, and I'm guessing he's going to get rid of the Evolutionary Leap. Well, there goes those hopes and dreams. He's considering, what do I sacrifice here? He's sacrificing the Throbbing Inspector to the Evolutionary Leap. He found a Sylvan Advocate. And he does have a pretty good life total here, so he could chump block the World Breaker and take 4 and be down to 14, which really isn't that bad. Or he could just take the 9 and go down to 9, which also really isn't that bad, though he is now facing 2 5/7s and a 4/5. So, if he could manage it, something like a Descend Upon the Sinful would be pretty helpful here. Though he does only have 2 types, so he wouldn't get an Angel token, but it would mean that he's not facing a Sylvan Advocate and 2 World Breakers. And Golgari is down to 2 cards in hand. Okay, Westvale Abbey, so he has 6 mana and 4 cards in hand. Throws down his own Sylvan Advocate, which is also a 4/5. And what's he going to follow it up with? Dramoka's Command, +1/+1 counter on his own Sylvan Advocate, and kills off the other Sylvan Advocate. So now he'll have a 5/6 Sylvan Advocate, which is big enough to survive blocking a World Breaker. He spends the rest of his mana sacrificing the Clue token, so theoretically, unless Golgari does something about it, he will have enough to take no damage in the next combat. You can chump block with the Thopter token and then block with the Sylvan Advocate. Ooh, a land for Golgari. He really does not need land right now. He's got 9 mana. But it does mean that he has more than enough mana to man up the Hissing Quagmire so that he has an extra threat that he can throw in there that most likely will not be blocked. But he goes with just the World Breakers. So chump block. Oh, he's not going to risk it. He's just going to take the 5 and go to 9. And Dark Petition. He does not have Spell Mastery. That's unfortunate, because if he did, he had enough mana open that 3 more would have made 7 mana. So he could have grabbed anything that cost 7 or less and been able to play it that turn. Maybe even another World Breaker. But no Spell Mastery for him, so no extra 3 mana. But when that kind of a situation happens, it means that you're free to search for anything that you want, regardless of its cost, so that you can play it next turn. Then again, I haven't really seen too many people be able to use the 3 black mana when they have Spell Mastery. Typically, they fire off Dark Petition as soon as they can, and if they have Spell Mastery, they get 3 mana and don't use it. And it goes back to tokens, and he concedes the whole match. Wow. He must not have drawn anything helpful, which is pretty sad. I was kind of looking forward to a second game there. I really wanted to see whether this Golgari deck is this good, or whether he just got lucky with that, 6 land on turn 4. Oh well, I guess, no choice but to end the video here. That was Selesnya tokens versus Golgari ramp, I guess? Since we didn't really get to see his deck, I don't know if it's Aristocrats or if it's Cryptolith or whether it's something completely different. But if you liked what you saw, hit that like and subscribe button for me, and I'll see you in the next video.